right now, though, like let's pick on North Korea. Let's say they've amassed, let's assume Bitcoin at some point is going to go to $1 million a coin. But over the last couple of years, with their proficiency in the crypto markets and with their, hacking capabilities, they've amassed a couple hundred thousand Bitcoin or something like that. Like,
you're just speculating.
Just speculating, throwing out numbers. Let's
Sure.
just say like a dictatorship or a family or like a legacy regime like North Korea has amassed that stockpile of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Like how do you talk about it within that context of why is it still going to long term benefit the democracies over the authoritarians?
It benefits
if they got to it quick.
It benefits individuals. It doesn't. I wouldn't say it benefits democracies. It benefits individuals.
So it could benefit the Kims.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
However, it won't. It's a freedom virus. Like it's asymmetric in the way that it benefits. It's like Signal. Let's say you Signal your peer-to-peer encrypted chat app on your phone. I guess that's not fully peer-to-peer, but you get the idea. The privacy protecting chat app on your phone. This is asymmetric in its impact on a country like, let's say, Russia. The big deal is not that Putin can now have a private conversation with his daughter or whatever. That's not really a big deal. What's a big deal is that 100 million Russians can have conversations with each other without Putin listening.
Yeah.
So Signal is asymmetric on its impact. It is far more profound in the impact it has on the individual and individuals and millions of people than on a clan that's ruling the government. I would say Bitcoin's a very similar way. And if you're Kim Jong-un and you and your cronies have instructed your cybersecurity division to hack into a South Korean exchange, which they have done many times, and to steal a bunch of Bitcoin, which they have done many times, I mean, again, you have to understand this thing's like a freedom virus. So all the people involved in that operation now know that there's money that the government doesn't control. Guess what? They're going to tell other people. They're going to tell their family. They're going to know about it. They're going to learn about it. That in its very nature starts to erode the regime. So I'm all about these dictators messing around. It's like fuck around and find out. Like, let's go. Like, Go ahead. Do as much as you want with it. It starts to erode your power.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the opposite of the current U.S. European ruled financial system uses sanctions to cement its power. This is not infinite, right? So the more you censor and sanction other countries from like the American European perspective, the more the G7 censors enemies, the more the enemies are going to use something else for money that they can't censor. So you spend down your influence, basically.
Yeah.
This is the same idea. Like the more these dictators instruct people in the government to work on Bitcoin programs, the less control they're going to have over the economy. It's kind of beautiful.
This is the first time I've thought of this, but I would love to talk to somebody that has knowledge of how private key management works within like Lazarus Group or like North Korean.
Dude, I bet they just use
like how do they manage the keys?
Just have Chinese proxies who use Chinese exchanges, and it's all there's corruption everywhere. Everybody gets a kickback.
I feel like if you know how that works, you're probably on the chopping
you're on
block.
somebody's, or you're on somebody's
You're gonna
dole,
get killed.
or you're on somebody's, or you're getting paid off, or you're paying somebody.
Yeah.
But my point is that Bitcoin's eventually going to wreak havoc in North Korea against the regime. I have no doubt. I think it's going to be an awesome freedom tool for the North Korean people. They're just not really quite there yet, internet-wise, infrastructure-wise. So we'll see. But I mean, this is something that is going to. I mean, it already has. I mean, 2 years ago, Putin signed a bill forbidding Russians from using Bitcoin for payments.
Yeah.
I mean, he is not excited about people in Russia using Bitcoin as money.
Yeah.
The Chinese government, on their 100th anniversary of the CCP, that's when they got rid of tried to get rid of the mining, but they also made it like not legal for payments and all these other things. They don't consider it harmonious, quote unquote. They
both are an easy flight, right? Capital flight,
right?
Easy-ish.
But what is capital flight really means people have freedom over their money.
Yeah,
like
sure.
What do you like? That's what it's a way for governments to try and paint individual rights and property rights as negative.
Yeah.
Capital flight. No, it's like I didn't want to be here.
Yeah.
So I think it's a wonderful tool. It's going to disarm and disable all these dictators.
Yeah.
So I think we just push forward. I think it's wonderful to see global adoption of it by anybody.
Yeah.
It changes you, I mean, think about it. Like, and a lot of people ask me about the IMF World Bank stuff I've done, and they're like, well, is it really going to change the IMF and World Bank? The answer is I don't really know, but what it does is it changes individuals. Like, individuals now have an escape from that.
Yeah.
You can avoid being structurally adjusted by becoming a self-sovereign, educated Bitcoin user. Like, you can no longer overnight have your savings devalued by 50% if you know what you're doing. So, we don't know if it changes these big meta geopolitical things. What we do know is it gives individuals an escape right now. So let's go, I mean, I think that's really what to focus on. And what we can tell and what we can feel and what we can know in like every fiber of our being is that Bitcoin changes us.
Yeah.
Like, it changes the way we think. It changes the way we understand the world around us. So just imagine 8 billion people undergoing that change. That's going to be pretty crazy.
It's going to be interesting. It's been interesting the whole time.
Well, it's been maybe 10 million people, right? Let's be realistic.